Ever wonder why Sun Wukong, the Monkey King, is so incredibly powerful? Is it just because he was born from a magic rock? Well, the truth is far more complex and, dare I say, forbidden. Today, we're diving deep into the secret origins of Sun Wukong, a story the heavens tried to erase. Our journey begins not with a rock, but with a divine conspiracy. You see, the Jade Emperor, the ruler of the heavens, was growing increasingly paranoid. He saw threats everywhere, but his biggest fear was a prophecy that foretold the birth of a being powerful enough to overthrow him. This being was destined to be born from the pure essence of heaven and earth, a force beyond even his control. To prevent this, the Jade Emperor devised a desperate plan. He conspired with the Buddha to corrupt the very source of this prophesied power. They decided to intercept the pure spiritual energy flowing into the magic stone on the mountain of flowers and fruit, and taint it with mortal desires and demonic resentment. They believed that by doing so, the being born from the stone would be flawed, chaotic, and ultimately controllable. So, the stage was set. The divine rock absorbed the essence of the sun and moon, just as it was meant to. But secretly, the Jade Emperor and the Buddha infused it with the 7 emotions and 6 desires of the mortal world, along with the fierce resentment of ancient demons. They were essentially creating a ticking time bomb, a creature of immense power but also of immense internal conflict. When the stone finally burst open, Sun Wukong was born. He wasn't the pure, celestial being the prophecy foretold. Instead, he was a creature of duality, part divine, part demonic. He possessed incredible innate power, but also a rebellious spirit, an untamable pride, and a deep-seated anger he couldn't understand. This was the Jade Emperor's design. He wanted a flawed hero, a chaotic force he could manipulate. This is why Sun Wukong's journey is filled with so much rebellion and conflict. His rampage through the heavenly palace wasn't just a simple act of defiance, it was the inevitable explosion of the conflicting energies placed within him at birth. He was fighting against the very gods who created him to be a weapon, and in a way, he was fighting against himself. Think about it. His quest for immortality wasn't just about living forever. It was a desperate search for identity, an attempt to understand the chaotic power raging within him. He learned the 72 transformations and mastered the somersault cloud. Not just to become powerful, but to try and gain control over his own nature. The Buddha's intervention was the final piece of the puzzle. When he trapped Sun Wukong under the 5 Elements mountain, it wasn't merely a punishment. It was a calculated move. For 500 years, the mountain was meant to suppress his demonic nature and purify his divine essence. The Buddha wasn't just imprisoning a troublemaker, he was refining his weapon. So when Tripitaka finally released him, Sun Wukong was a changed monkey. He was still immensely powerful, still rebellious, but now his energy was focused. The journey to the west wasn't just a pilgrimage. It was the final stage of his re-education. Every demon he fought, every trial he overcame, was designed to temper his spirit and make him the ultimate protector of the Buddhist faith, the perfect, loyal warrior the heavens wanted all along. The story we all know, the heroic Monkey King, is actually the end result of a massive cosmic conspiracy. Sun Wukong's birth wasn't a miracle. It was a forbidden act of divine engineering. He was born to be a pawn, a weapon forged in secrecy to protect the celestial status quo. But what the gods didn't count on was his indomitable will. Despite their manipulation, his spirit could never truly be broken. He became a hero, not because of the god's design, but in spite of it. So next time you hear the story of the Monkey King, remember the forbidden truth behind the legend. He's more than just a monkey, born from a stone. He's a symbol of rebellion against a fate designed by the gods. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this dive into the hidden lore of mythology, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more. See you next time.